Hello Internet, I'm me. And this is something a bit more for Christmas. It's not a Christmas review, per se, as a Christmas look back to 1975 Marvel Comic Books Giant Superhero Holiday Grab Bag. Oh yeah, look at that. Uh-huh, that is a 1975, starring Luke Cage. Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Nick Fury, if you could see him. And those who don't know, yes, Nick Fury was white for a good long damn time. And the Incredible Hulk with a child who, if I remember correctly, actually shows up in the comic. But for now, we're just gonna leave that alone. Pretty much. Let me give you a little backstory to this comic. Back when back in 1975, comics usually had specials, well, Christmas specials, of course, and specials like that. And, of course, they have the back with Santa, which is fucking sweet. The reason I say this is a look back is because I'm not going to review this comic. I'm not. I was going to do it at first. I was going to edit it together and review the comic. But reading it, this is a bit too special for me. And there's reasons. But back in 1975, for specials, for comic book specials, which were $1.50. Yeah, you wish comics were like that now, huh? They would make them fucking huge to really just sell you on the point of you got a really big thing and a great deal, even though like pretty much the font was just blown up. The font and the art was just blown up to huge sizes, or the panels were fucking tiny. Yeah. Now, the one thing about this, I'm going to critique it a bit, but, yeah, this comic, for being a holiday grab bag, there is exactly one story that has anything to do with Christmas, and that's Luke Cage's story, and it doesn't really have too much to actually do with Christmas as much as it takes place on Christmas. And there are a few things where it's like, oh no, they're stealing presents, oh no. Like, no one's really going up and punching Santa in the face or anything. These are more of a collection of short comic book stories of all these characters, from Spider-Man to... I mean, Spider-Man fights Mysterio in here. It has nothing to do with Christmas. It's just Spider-Man is like going crazy from illusions and shit, and figures out his therapist is Mysterio. Spoiler. To a fucking 20-year-old comic book. And actually 30. Holy shit, this is like a 35-year-old comic book. Oh, or no, a lot older. But or maybe like 2 or 3 more years older. But yeah, yeah. But my dad got this back when he was young and had comics. And this wasn't a gift. This wasn't a gift for Christmas. When I moved here, first Christmas, we were digging through the boxes for the Christmas tree and shit, and I found this in a box, and my dad let me have it. So, as I was reading through, these stories are pretty entertaining, as much as I critique them for not being anything about Christmas except for the Luke Cage story, where Luke Cage is kind of like, look at that, like, freaking guns! Yeah, it's amusing. It's pretty entertaining, pretty good stories. They're not bad. They're not terrible. Like, again, Spider-Man's therapist is actually Mysterio in disguise. That's pretty freaking sweet. That's a good idea of supervillain pretending to be a superhero's therapist or somebody who they trust, and really getting in there. And there's one with Nick Fury. I totally forgot the storyline of that, but as you can see, it is quite actiony. Like, very, very actiony. Whoosh, boom, wham, shit like that. But there is one story. One story that, again, context. I was reading it for Christmas, and I had just moved here. So I was making some friends, but I was partially a bit alone, and I have a lot of humps with making friends because sometimes I'm a bit too eccentric. I'm a bit awkward. I've had anger issues. I've had family issues that led to anger issues. And this made me relatable to one huge, amazing character, the Incredible Hulk. He's my favorite superhero ever. And I don't give a fuck what you say, he's my favorite superhero. Mostly because we went through a lot together. When I read comics, Hulk was the only character who had to deal with the issues of rage and anger control, like I was doing. And this comic has one of the best things that I thought about the Hulk, because everybody shows the Hulk as being an idiot, so this story shows, like, if I could show everybody, like, the Hulk is not a mindless brute who just talks and grunts, though he does talk in third person, I would show them this comic right here. The story is called Heaven is a Very Small Place. This comic, this Christmas comic, this is another story that has nothing to do with Christmas. Nothing at all. Nothing whatsoever, but this story. This story. I really hope you guys could, find it, and I really hope I can come back and do a proper review for this comic, but for now, this is just my Christmas special recap. But, yeah. The Hulk is wandering through the desert, and he finds a town. A weird little town. It's not weird, as in weird. Just look at that. It's as normal as can be. Happy children, street cleaners, though they're in the middle of the day, that's kind of weird. People acknowledging Hulk. No one's afraid. No one's threatening him. And the Hulk can't believe it at first. He's dumbfounded, like, whoa. And he meets with a little girl in a wheelchair and befriends her in the little time they have together. Because right as the Hulk goes to touch her, accepting that this is a place that exists, she disappears. And not just her. The entire town starts to disappear on him. Everybody, everything that was so perfect in this place for him is gone. This was a world where the Hulk could be Hulk, and nothing would happen. Nothing bad would happen. He wouldn't break anything because he couldn't break anything. He was befriended. He was seen as normal. He loved it. He accepted it. And right when he did, it disappears. And with all his strength, with all his power, he can't keep it. I went through something like that. Not going to get into specifics, of course, but let me show you. I went through something like that. Recently, of course, but then I was just like the Hulk. Found something perfect. Loved her. She loved me back. I tried to keep her, and I was afraid at first, but then, I was like, whoa, what is this? Somebody who loves me, whoa, this is too much. And pushed her a little bit back, but then when I accepted it, she disappeared. And I couldn't do anything to keep her, as much as I tried. There was nothing I could do. I even planned out a Christmas gift, too. But, the only thing that really ruins this entire story, though, as good as it is literally these last 3 panels. These last 3 panels fuck it all up. It's literally these military guys going, huh, there's seismic activity out there. Who is out there? No one. Dun, dun, dun. What the fuck? And then, of course, you have the Doctor Strange comic story in there, which, of course, like all the other stories, has nothing really to do with Christmas. It happens on Christmas, but it has nothing to do with Christmas. And just like back in 1975, it doesn't end. The story is literally a prelude, a preview, so that you can go out and go buy this Doctor Strange comic. And I'm like, oh, well. And, of course, they have Merry Christmas Marvel time, and they have the comics from where these stories are from. Though, I'm pretty sure the whole comic is a different comic, because that was a really self-contained story, and it was really short. It's the shortest story in the entire comic, but yeah. When I first read this story full way through that Christmas, I didn't need, I knew how it was. I knew how it was. And I cried. I'm gonna admit that. I cried when I first read that comic. And then I actually got tears on the page. Well, kind of ruined it, but whatever. I ain't selling this shit. But, yeah. This is the most special Christmas thing I have. And I will be doing a proper review for this, and don't worry about the Go Busters and the Kamen Rider Wizard. Don't worry, I'm gonna do those too. Don't worry, I got an idea. I got a cool idea, and I'm gonna do that. It's gonna take some editing and working, but I'll do it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be your New Year's gift, so suck it. But yeah, for a recap, for a look back on Christmas past, to enjoy for the Christmas future, this wasn't a bad thing. Wasn't bad at all. And I was wrong. The kid wasn't there. The kid wasn't there. Ugh. No. How did I mix that up with like a long blonde haired woman with a little child in overalls? But yeah, this is my comic. What is your favorite Christmas thing? It doesn't even have to be a comic. What is your favorite Christmas thing? This is my most important, amazing Christmas thing with awesome superheroes with Santa going, "Go forth!" Which is pretty fucking badass. What if you were standing, like, you were doing some bad shit, and then Santa just said, "Go forth, Hulk, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Nick Fury, and Luke Cage, kick this motherfucker's ass." You'd be fucking terrified. You'd shit your pants. And I guarantee it. But what is your favorite Christmas thing? What is your important Christmas thing? So, until next time, y'all, until I get all those Go Buster episodes reviewed, until I get all those Kamen Rider Wizards reviewed, I gotta go work other places during Christmas and after Christmas. So until all this crap is done with and I can come back to you guys, peace.